All right, well, provincials are the biggest event of the year for junior curlers, but they also have the Manitoba Junior Curling Tour as well. Lisa Smith joins us now. You're the vice chair of the Manitoba Junior Curling Tour. So first of all, how long has the tour been going for, and what were the options for the juniors before the tour was around? How did they play games and stuff like that?
It started in 2008-2009 season. There was a junior curler, Eric, I'm going to get the name right, Wazalenko, who actually came up with the idea for the tour. I guess in the past it would just be certain clubs would put on junior events, but there wasn't something that kind of bridged the gap between provincials and just junior curling in general. So this was really a way to try and get them introduced to competitive curling, in a more safe environment where they weren't getting slaughtered in a lot of their games and, right. When they start to get to the more competitive levels. So.
Yeah. Now, this year's tour season has already come and gone, correct?
Yes.
How long does the season go for? How many events are there approximately, and how big of a turnout do you get at these events?
Well, this year was our best, one of the best since I've been with the tour. I've been with the tour since 2012. And we had 7 events, and we had 37 teams registered, so 19 boys teams, so more boys teams than girls teams. But and we start in September. This year we started with the St. Vital Curling Club, the Larry Jones Classic. It's sponsored by Larry Jones and WFG. And we go right until, actually, that was the first of the fall event, but in the spring it starts in February. We usually have one in Toulon, and we're trying to get 3 or 4 events in the spring and then 3 or 4 events again in the fall.
So are you looking then at expanding it in the coming years then?
Well, we're hoping like 8 to 10 events is about all we can handle, because we try to keep in mind the other events that the juniors have to curl in, like the birth bonspiels, and there is a bit of overlap as the juniors get older where they want to do the men's and the women's in conjunction with the juniors. Events, so you lose some teams at that point. So you kind of want to give a lot of options, and especially for younger teams too. They want to, they don't want to have to travel a lot, but we want to spread it around the province.
Sure. I mean, what are some advantages then to having a tour like this for junior curlers? What are some of you think? What do you think are some of the main advantages?
Well, I think mostly for the curlers, because they can get introduced to what it is to be in a competitive environment more. And, we ask that the coaches follow all the rules that they would in provincials and other birth bonspiels and in general. And there's something, they get excited about the fact that they're on the tour. It's $20 to register their team. And then their team, we put pictures on the website. We also we put their team names, and so they're very excited at a younger age. Like our younger ones are 13, 14 that are coming on the tour. So they're really excited at that point, and it gets them excited about the curling.
And I understand this year's part of, I think, the Tour Championships, you gave out berths to the junior provincials for the first time, correct?
Yes. We worked with Curl Manitoba over the last 2 years to try and get a berth at our provincial championships. So last year we worked hard to go over the rules with them to try and be consistent with some of the birth bonspiels that they do, and to make sure they were okay with how we were doing it. And it's similar to the MCT, where they started out with birth spots a few years ago. We wanted to be able to do that as well. So Albert Bazinet, and he's the president of the tour, the chair of the tour, and he and I worked really closely with Curl Manitoba to try and get it done. And it's been great. It was so well received for all of the curlers, because there's another opportunity for them to get a spot to provincials. And then the Tour Championships actually mean something. I mean, they mean something in the fact that you get money, you get points, you're the points winner. It's something that they can brag about, but now there's a spot there, so it's even better.
Thank you so much for telling us a little bit about the Manitoba Junior Curling Tour. All right, let's shift our focus now to the Provincial Scotties Tournament of Hearts coming up in just a couple of weeks. It will be hosted by the Charleswood Curling Club January 25th to the 29th. The games will be played at the Eric Coy Arena. We have with us Rick Schinkel, Mike Strick from the Scotties Committee. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Guys, first of all, 2002 was the last time the Scotties, the Provincial Scotties, has been held here in Winnipeg, a long time ago. Why do you think it's taken so long for the tournament to get back to Winnipeg, and why do you think Eric Coy is a good location for this tournament?
I think there's probably a number of issues. Number one is it's probably a difficult process to go through to make arrangements with the city of Winnipeg to book up one of their facilities for the period of what ends up being roughly 10 days because of the setup and et cetera, the teardown. The city has been extremely cooperative, and we're very pleased with the relationship we've developed with the city. But it also was an issue of getting a group together that will be prepared to put the time and the effort in. So I think it's probably that's been part of the reason. A rural setting is kind of a little more fitting. The community gets together, and it ends up being a fundraiser for their curling clubs, etc. So combination of factors, but bottom line is we're happy to be the ones that are having the opportunity to make that change and get it back to the city. And we've been working very hard for probably a year now.
Before we talk about the action on the ice, what's going on kind of off the ice with this tournament and stuff that people can do off the ice?
Yeah, so Wednesday, Thursday night, they have country night, karaoke nights, different things like that. Friday, Saturday, we're bringing in live entertainment for people to come and see free of charge. So Friday night we have the Arnold Street Collection coming in, wide variety of hits, pop, folk, different things like that. Saturday night they have the Bivers coming in as well. So again, a wide variety of things like that. They sell out a lot of places they go to there. All throughout they have different buffets for dinner, lunch, breakfast, all you name it there. And prizes, games, different activities going on at the Charleswood Curling Club.
When it comes to putting a curling event in an arena like the Eric Quay, are there any challenges to setting it up in terms of maybe the ice making or just making sure the crowd's going to fit in there? If there are any challenges, what are some of those in putting a curling event like that in an arena, a hockey arena setting?
There's actually a lot more challenges than we anticipated. You've got to realize that we have to change, as you say, a hockey facility into a curling facility, and also dress it up to make it fan-friendly. We have to do a lot of physical adjustments to the rink, tear down the glass, put up sheets over to dress it up. We've got to put together a facility for beverage service. We have a VIP area. We have sports nets coming in, and they're going to be televising the semifinal and the final on the Sunday. Thankfully, the community of Charleswood at large has been very, very supportive, both the business community and the people of the area and other parts of the city and the province, for that matter. That have stepped up and are volunteering. We're up to around 230 volunteers, maybe a little bit more at this point, and we're going to have some really competitive curling. Jennifer Jones, of course, is coming back. She wants to retain or get back and grab a hold of that provincial title. Carrie Anerson, who won it last year, is going to be there, and she certainly wants to defend.
Mike, just last one for you. Tickets, where can folks go if they're interested in coming on down?
Yeah, ticket sales, charleswoodcurlingclub.com. We have tickets on there, PayPal, Visa, anything like that. Also by calling Curl Manitoba. They can get in touch and do ticket sales through there. We have event passes for sale for $99. That gets you access to all the events, opening and closing ceremonies. Daily passes on sale for $25. Those are available on the website. And then at the event, you come to the event and we can get single games and youth passes available then. So that's the main ways to pick up the tickets. So.
All right, Mike and Rick from the Scotties committee, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck with the tournament. We'll be back with more after this.